Hi everyone, welcome to our Wednesday TNT. There's way too much news today and I haven't been able to fit it all into the program, so I've had to do a bit of a culling. One thing I wanted to talk about in greater detail was a falling number of tourists, international arrivals, when we compare March to April. Now, probably I would have thought in some tourism circles the numbers might be considered slightly alarming. I'll get to that probably tomorrow because I just don't have time today. But this is a bit of a follow-up to a story yesterday reported in ASEAN Now. Kidnapper claims he abducted Chinese man to help Thai nation. Well, this is in relation to that Chinese businessman who was kidnapped in a Bangkok condo, stuffed into a brown plastic box and taken to Hua Hin. Let's see what the story says. One of 6 suspects accused of kidnapping a Chinese man for a ransom of nearly 4 million baht in Bangkok says his motive behind the crime was to help the nation, since the victim is a wanted Chinese criminal. Allegedly, he said the victim's ex-girlfriend had nothing to do with the kidnapping. And at 12:30 yesterday, police detained a 27-year-old called Gob for interrogation at the Lumpini police station about his involvement in the kidnap of a 33-year-old Wang of Chinese nationality. Now we go to the Thai PBS version of the story. Thai PBS World: 6 Thai suspects in custody for alleged kidnap of a Chinese businessman, and police have arrested 6 suspects, including 2 women, for alleged involvement in the kidnap of a Chinese businessman and a 4 million baht ransom. And we went into a lot more detail of the story yesterday. I'll just go through some of the milestones. Now, his friend on April the 15th received a video call from an unidentified man showing the image of his missing friend with bruises on his face. The man demanded about 4 million baht in ransom in exchange for his release. The man, this is Mr. Wang, claimed that he'd made 3 transfers amounting to nearly 4 million baht into the bank account of a female only identified as Sarita, one of the suspects. And the kidnappers promised to release the hostage at a restaurant in Hua Hin on April the 16th. And then, as we reported yesterday, there was a bit of a scuffle between Mr. Wang and his alleged kidnappers, and Mr. Wang was the one who was arrested for a public disturbance. Anyway, we'll go further. Police allege the hostage's Thai girlfriend Nampech and her Thai boyfriend allegedly plotted the abduction and ransom attempt, and police have so far managed to impound 2.3 million baht from Sarita's bank account. And the Deputy Commissioner also said the hostage is wanted in China on a fraud charge and had fled to Thailand on a tourist visa. But he added there had been no Interpol red notice for his arrest, and there's no formal extradition treaty between China and Thailand. That man currently on a tourist visa. I'm not sure if immigration are going to be inclined to extend that tourist visa for the man. So that's the latest in that story. Let's go to our next one from Thai PBS World, and this is a bit of a wrap-up of the 7 dangerous days during Songkran, that 7-day period where they have a road safety campaign to try and limit the number of accidents and deaths on Thai roads. How did they do this year? Well, nearly 97% of cases taken to court during Songkran involved drunk driving. So obviously people still enjoying their Songkran and then hopping into a car. 8,575 drunk driving cases, representing nearly 97% of all motoring-related cases, were taken to court during the 7 days of the Songkran celebrations. And the third paragraph, the 3 provinces recording the most cases of drunk driving between April the 11th and April the 17th were Bangkok, Royet and Chiang Mai. And during Songkran last year, there were just over 7,000 cases of drunk driving, so this year it's represented a 20% increase. So they're taken to court. I wonder what else happens to those drunk drivers. And Thai PBS reports that as for drivers who are at risk of recidivism, they'll be sent to a boot camp-style behavioural reform for 3 consecutive days and be required to report to probation officials periodically and undertake social services. Well, it's probably a better result than just throwing many of them in jail. Let's check with coconuts.co. This is their Bangkok edition, and it reports that 264 killed across this year's 7 deadly days of Songkran, and the Interior Ministry revealed yesterday that during this year's celebration, there were 2,203 accidents, 264 deaths, and 2,208 injuries. The largest number of fatalities were in Bangkok, with 22 people killed. And the region that recorded the most injuries was Nakhon Si Thammarat, which recorded 70, followed closely by Chiang Rai with 68. And two provinces recorded no fatalities, Patalung and Phang Nga, and the reported cause of most accidents was driving too fast, just over 38%, followed by drink driving at nearly 24% and overtaking at 17.57%, obviously unsuccessful overtaking. And the vehicle type that got into most accidents was, unsurprisingly, says coconuts, motorcycles, which were involved in just over 80% of all accidents. And going further with that, most of those motorcycle drivers are under 24. They're usually males between 18 and 24. That's where the majority of those cases are. So as I've always said, if you're over 24 and you're driving a car, you're really quite safe on Thailand's roads. There's just such a high concentration of the horrendous road fatalities of these young men on motorbikes. It's the Wednesday TNT. If you get an opportunity to subscribe, I'd be very grateful. We've also got our road trip happening between Bangkok and Phuket. It starts this Friday. I mean, anything could happen. We're picking up a new car. Well, not quite a new car, but a new car for me anyway. And we'll just have to see what happens. We're going to some quite interesting places, and I'll be delighted to take you with me. Now, I'm still doing that trip around Phang Nga Bay with our sponsors 5 Star Marine, but that's just been pushed ahead a few weeks because they're just so damn busy at the moment, and well, that's a good thing. Let's go to our next story now, and just a little bit of politics, as we've got less than 4 weeks to the next Thai general election, and Nation Thailand reports that the first national poll survey finds Pheu Thai ahead, but still short of a landslide victory. This is a big poll, and there's been quite a few smaller polls in recent weeks, but this one is actually with a very large group of people, and it'd be interesting to see what it says. And the survey was carried out amongst nearly 40,000 respondents in 8 regional zones and in Bangkok's 33 constituencies. So I suppose they've calculated this to be fairly representative of the Thai voting population. And we start with, who is your choice for Prime Minister? And Pathongtan Shinawatra. She's the youngest daughter of the former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, who's still in self-exile overseas. Long story. You can do some Google searching about that one. She's also very heavily pregnant at the moment, and I believe having the baby just before the election. Let's see what other people are saying about a preferred Prime Minister. Interestingly, number 2 is still undecided, 22.5% of the respondents, followed by Peter. Now, Peter is the head of the Move Forward Party, the other progressive opposition party, and he's polling some 16.8%. General Prayut Chan-o-cha, that's the caretaker Prime Minister, the man who's been twiddling the levers of the Thai government for the past 8 years, well, he's only polling 8%. Other interesting ones there, we've got Anutin Charvirakul. Now, he's polling less than 3% at only 2.7%. He, of course, is the Deputy Prime Minister, Public Health Minister, and the author of the decriminalisation of cannabis last year. Let's go to the next list, and who will you vote for in the constituency election? In other words, this is the actual MPs that people would be voting for, and Pheu Thai Party up there at 35%, still undecided 32%, and the Move Forward Party 15%. Now, the Pheu Thai Party, of course, would love to get a landslide. That's 50% of the vote plus 1. They're still quite a long way from that unless they can woo a lot of those undecided voters. But if you look at the numbers, together with the Move Forward Party, who they're quite closely aligned, they'd be able to form quite a strong coalition. So that's the way this latest poll shows the numbers falling. And let's check some more news, and this from thaiexaminer.com. And it says that Anutin may give up politics if the latest opinion poll giving Phumjai Thai Party 3% proves correct. Well, I think Anutin really enjoys the publicity, and I think he loves being a politician. Let's read what the story says. And the discrepancy between different opinion polls, studies and reputable political punditry that has talked up Phumjai Thai's prospects of becoming Thailand's second largest party, while a major opinion poll consistently shows the party struggling with marginal levels of support, is one of the great conundrums of this general election, and an unknown for which we'll finally have answers on May the 14th. And the Deputy Prime Minister Anutin Charvirakul and leader of Phumjai Thai Party suggested yesterday he may resign from politics if his party only polls at the 3 to 3.75% level, as indicated on Sunday in a nationwide NIDA poll. He told reporters the poll that mattered to him was in his head. He said, "I believe in myself." And if the opinion poll published on Sunday showing his party at 3% to 3.5% proved to be accurate after the May 14th general election, he would no longer be the leader of the party, and suggested he would consider halting his involvement in politics altogether. And Anutin said, "No poll can compete with my poll. I'm the leader of the Phumjai Thai Party, so I did my own poll." Although not predicting the number of seats the party would deliver after May 14th, he indicated it was in line with some political scientists who have suggested that the Phumjai Thai Party will be a kingmaker after the next general election, and could even come home in second place with over 100 MPs. So somewhere between that prediction of 100 MPs in the Parliament and the current polling of 3 to 3.5% is probably the truth. But Phumjai Thai have got other problems, including the very high-profile Transport Minister, which is a very important role in the government. He's also from the Phumjai Thai Party, and he's had his own problems. Thai PBS World reporting that the Thai Charter Court rejected the Transport Minister's plea to withdraw an injunction. The Constitutional Court has dismissed a petition submitted on April the 11th from the Transport Minister Chitjob, seeking the withdrawal of an injunction ordering him to cease performing his duty as a minister. And opposition MPs accused the Transport Minister of holding a major stake in the Buri Charon Construction Limited Partnership in violation of the Constitution and the law regarding shareholding by ministers. So if the Phumjai Thai Party are going to be pulling a rabbit out of the hat, they better do so quickly, that general election to be held on May the 14th. Another beautiful day here in Phuket, and if you're interested in heading out to one of the islands, having a look at some of the beaches and some of the beautiful areas around Phuket, I can recommend 5 Star Marine. They've been a sponsor since day one of this program. Please support them. There's a link in the description of this video. Another follow-up to a story yesterday about that shooting at a Bangkok Songkran party, and it's covered by thetiger.com. And police detained 2 men over the RCA Songkran shooting in Bangkok, and 2 men have been arrested for allegedly committing the shooting at the busy RCA entertainment venue in Bangkok during a Songkran celebration. 4 people were injured by gunfire, 4 others were injured trying to flee the scene. And a 41 and 19-year-old have been arrested for carrying a firearm into public without permission and firing a gun in a public space. And police asked the court not to grant bail to the 2 suspects for fear that they may attempt to flee. As the police were escorting the suspects into the court, a reporter asked one of the men who shot the gun, to which he responded, "I don't know." Our next story from the Facebook page of Khalsod English. And just cutting through a lot of the typos in this particular posting, the Caretaker PM General Prayut Chan-o-cha says Thailand needs to maintain the system of compulsory military conscription to ensure national security. Some parties, including the Move Forward and the Thai Liberal Party, are calling for the abolition of compulsory conscription. And just in case you were wondering, Prayut added that currently Thailand is more than a full-fledged democracy. Looks like the writer had a stutter. Prayut made the remark after the cabinet meeting, "We're a full-fledged democracy, perhaps even more." Well, I'm sure that you can describe the Thai government in many ways, but a full-fledged democracy, maybe more, probably not. Anyway, the Prime Minister had more to say yesterday. This reported by the National News Bureau of Thailand. PM warns public of a new narcotic drug, and the new narcotic drug is being sold on social media. He's been urging officials to monitor the situation closely. The Office of the Narcotics Control Board calls it a powdered ecstasy, and it's being sold on social media and concealed in sachets of other products such as electrolyte drinks, collagen drinks and instant coffee. We reported this story last week when a large stash of these products were found being exported out of the Golden Triangle. Apparently a lot of orders being taken through WhatsApp, and the ONCB has found TikTok users from Thailand having contacted the seller to place orders, and the PM has instructed the ONCB and the Royal Thai Police to closely monitor the movement of this drug and asked social media users in Thailand not to place an order or share any posts about drug offers. And this narcotic drug, according to the report, can cause damage to the nervous system, with repeated use leading to depression, mental illness and increased risk of suicide. And if the drug is taken with alcohol or other drugs, the effect could be fatal. So just be careful of those sachets of coffee and electrolyte if they've come from some dubious source. That's all we've got for today's program. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. Please like the video or subscribe if you get an opportunity as a motorcycle race has passed. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.